UFO sightings very definitely are not the product of visitors from another planet. But I think there are one or two cases, some very puzzling events.
It looked like a flying jellyfish with little circles of light in it, and it went down to like a point.
It's agreed by many observers that the northwest is a hot spot for UFO activity. And just recently there's been a significant increase in the sightings of unusual objects in our skies, especially mysterious triangles. One theory is that these are secret military aircraft which are being tested and or developed in the region. The other theory is much more controversial, that these are superior alien spacecraft which visit the Earth at will and can outwit our existing defence systems. Mention UFOs and the Ministry of Defence becomes exactly that, insisting that there are logical explanations for most sightings and that unidentified craft have never posed any threat to national security. The sightings reported to the MOD, only a fraction of the overall total, have varied dramatically over the past 40 years. But since 1991, there's been a threefold increase. Ufologists like Tony Dodd insist that the mystery is about to unfold. A former policeman working the Lancashire-Yorkshire border, Mr. Dodd had his first close encounter with a huge craft on a deserted country road in 1978. A number of other sightings followed. Now a full-time UFO investigator, Mr. Dodd makes some sensational claims.
They've been coming here for a long time. They're watching what we're doing. We do know that they're appearing over nuclear facilities. Certainly they've been appearing over weapon sites. And they seem to be showing a great deal of interest in our nuclear capability.
Not only are the aliens here, Mr. Dodd says they're hostile and they're highly active in the North Atlantic and Arctic Circle.
These things are amazing. I mean, I've got first-class information of these things actually can go down into the sea, they can come out of the sea, they're using water as a cover. And we've had an awful lot of NATO combined military activity going on up there at sea. The information is that the Americans have lost several fighter aircraft sending them up to intercept these things. And during the course of one of these particular interactions, an American warship did go missing, and there was a full-scale sea search took place looking for the warship. And to my knowledge, it was never found.
Is this reliable and accurate information that you have?
I can assure you this is 100%. I'm convinced it's heading to a climax. We're going to know something in the very near future.
Other UFO investigators like Jenny Randles are far more cautious, preferring worldly rather than extraterrestrial explanations. But she says the possibility of intergalactic visitors can never be completely disregarded.
I think the $64 million question about UFOs is whether or not there are any extraterrestrials visiting us. And we have to have an open mind on that possibility. And I think so do the government too. This is why the British government have a department at the Ministry of Defence known as Air Staff 2A, which have been collating these reports now for a long time. They're investigating these things because they're aware of the possibility that something is going on which is capable of defeating our air defences, of appearing invisible to our radar defences. And therefore I think they have to take sufficiently seriously on the possibility that it might be a visitation from another world.
As the sceptics squabble with the ufologists, and as the ufologists wrangle with each other, the sightings of strange objects continue throughout the northwest. This leafy Southport street was the suburban setting for a close encounter last month. 7 friends all witnessed a late-night visitation by a peculiarly shaped craft.
It looked like a jellyfish. That kind of shape, peachy coloured, with white in it, like bright light in it, like little circles of light in it. And it went down to like a point, but not an obvious point.
I was quite frightened at first because I thought, UFO. Then I was just like astonished and astounded that I'd actually seen something.
Many of these sightings, no doubt, have rational explanations. Planes, meteors, planets, that sort of thing. Some inevitably are hoaxes. Whether the remainder are military secrets or alien spacecraft may never be known.